It's time for your go music.
Douglas Henry, Matthew Leggett, Aiden Gould, Greg Jodiant, Jacob Alicia make up your top five. The pace truck will pull off. It's the very first race at the Rock. 21 cars. A lot of guys missing, but the heavy hitters are always here. Pace truck pulls off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's green flag here at the Rock. And already a battle for the lead. All these guys make it through on the first lap at a track I think is tougher to tame than Darlington. Douglas Henry, Matthew Leggett side by side. Here comes Aiden Gould. Doug will clear side by side. Teammates for second. Here comes Jacob Alicia. Jacob Alicia running a Wrigley's throwback scheme. Not a scheme you've ever seen in real life, but a throwback to the old company logos and design. Man, does that car look cool, and Wrigley's loves to support that 31 machine.
Yeah, no, that scheme ended up taking second place, and Jacob Alicia took home a little $5 bag there. And it looks great. No, I love that he was able to do a little throwback to something that, you know, he normally runs, and it's not something like Douglas Henry's, who just missed the top cut there because of the Jeff Gordon throwback. But, yeah, man, that thing looks great, and these guys are keeping it super clean.
Look at this. Single file all the way through right now. Douglas Henry, still your leader. Matthew Leggett, Aiden Gould, Jacob Alicia as they settle in. Greg Jodiant in fifth.
I was so excited. And then you said the level of maturity. He took the hit. He said, guys, I'm going to go EOL. I don't want to ruin anybody's day. I'm not super confident here. Yeah, I was able to put down a fast lap, but I don't know that I can do it consistency. And I think that shows an immense amount of character coming out of Josh P. And I just want him to continue to build on those performances. And
and we get Daniel Nance. Daniel Nance came off the corner, got into John Shane Bockler. Shane Bockler may be out of it already. Heavy contact on the 33. I saw something brew, and I was going to let you finish your thought before I picked up that battle, but happened way too quick. Daniel Nance off the wall into John Shane Bockler. Oh, no. Let's take a look at the replay.
We were just talking about Nance.
And Nance was falling back. Chris Warren got around him. So you're going to see Nance up here on the middle line. It's not really that risky of a line. I actually prefer to be up here. A little bit too much on exit, comes off the wall, comes down. I mean, John, innocent bystander, and honestly got the worst of it. Comes back across in traffic. Good thing there's nobody directly there coming down the track. But, man, unfortunate. Ricky Wentworth, play a little bit of Frogger there. Let's see how it goes, though. Douglas Henry in command. A good jump on Leggett. You're going to see less contact throughout the field as well. That is the field fair through this corner. Everybody looking smooth. I wish we had one big dump cam on the rest of this field. Got a car spinning. Oh, it's Gare Bear. Oh. No! Josh Porzanis involved.
No! Oh.
And
that's not how I want the screen time.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. We are still green flag. After that crash, we'll take a look at the replay, but at the moment, we still got cars battling on track right now. We knew the exit of turn 2 was going to get tight. 2 more cars bite the dust. Chris Warren inside of Gordon Spain, the battle for the 8th position. Look at Aiden Gould on those fresh tires. He's going to slowly dice his way through this field. Don't need to abuse those tires. Again, Joe Houston top up with fuel. Michael Brooks, Daniel Nance, Jordan Marion, Ricky Wentworth also all pit on lap 22 caution. Josh Porzanis just in front of Gary Smoke. Does Josh bounce off the wall here? No, maybe. Oh, actually, never mind. Forgot where we were. Yes, off the wall. Damn, just like John Shane Bockler. and
Well,
Daniel
that's
Nance.
just about experience there, Noah.
And already Aiden Gould on these fresh tires has ran down fellow LGR team owner Matthew Legatt. And Aiden Gould in that Snickers machine, I have that paint scheme of Kyle Busch sitting right next to me. He will go to the lead. But with him already using up that set of tire, what does this mean for him in the long run? Is he betting on no cautions late in the race? Because everybody else around him has an extra set of tires still sitting on the wall. Perhaps he thought more cars would have pit with him. Your season 3 champion, 7-time race winner. And he's going to challenge Douglas Henry for this lead again. A big tire difference between the pair by 22 laps. Aiden will go around pretty easily. Doug's going to let him go because he knows that he's going to get him later in this race. I would believe so.
Yeah, I think that we should definitely talk about maybe giving out a cleanest driver award and maybe a cleanest rookie award.
As we say that, we cursed him. Oh, he locks it down into the wall. Are we still green flag? Damn, did we just jinx him?
That's the second time this race.
Oh,
First
my.
Daniel Nance,
And
now
that
Gordon
will throw
Larson.
the yellow.
We do
Aaron
get a yellow
Warren.
this time.
Bad News Motorsports has never missed a PALracing event. He got voted in by the popular vote among his constituents to race in the All-Star race. Got to bypass the qualifier. And, man, we were just talking about Gordon Larson Jr., but I think the blame might fall on Aaron. I don't want to make an assumption. I think he might have checked up on corner exit, leaving Gordon Larson Jr. nowhere to go. Let's take a look at this. Gordon Larson Jr. does charge up into the center of the corner. Aaron is coming down. Oh, but Gordon goes to the bottom of the track. Yeah, Aaron Warren coming down. Kind of just as I thought.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
was
Jordan
kind of a mess,
Marion.
though.
Jordan Marion left your contact, almost ARCA braking. I think the blame falls on Aaron Warren a bit there. He came down the track across the nose.
I'm not sure, no.
Gordon Larson Jr., he's coming up on another 20 laps left in the tank, sure.
He's got some damage on the rear there.
Yeah, that left rear damage came from Jordan Marion into that, pushing into that wreck. Just didn't know it was coming. But he's on old tires. I'm a little afraid of this restart. I'm not going to lie. I'm not liking how that looks. Remember Michael Alfaro at New Hampshire? Yeah. Missing pit road. I wonder if that was an related incident. We just talked good about Gordon Larson Jr. Now, again, that was more Aaron's fault, but still, we might not be done cursing him because he has to get through this restart on old tires. Into the restart zone. What's going to happen, Zippy? Here we go.
Green flag.
Good launch out of Gould. Matthew Legatt looks 3 wide inside. He will feather the needle, and now he's going to try to attack Douglas Henry. Gordon Larson Jr. is falling back at the moment. I don't like this. I don't like how tight it's getting. Alicia Wright go by on the inside. Meanwhile, Legatt, Doug battling. Look at Legatt at the top line. Aiden Gould, 22-lap older tires, almost gets into Doug. Nearly contact, and Matthew Legatt goes to the lead. It's a battle between him and Douglas Henry for that top spot. Up to Jake Harrow around off the front bumper of Gordon Spain, potentially. John Shane Bachler made it back out on track and will make contact with the 48. Under braked going into that corner. Jake Hare just checking up earlier than the 38 expected. A good save at a Jake Hare, but John, that was a little bit of an ARCA break in my opinion.
I will say the third gear restarts and starts have been really, really clean. I think that we should look into adopting that for some of the other tracks for sure.
With the worn out surface of Old Atlanta coming up, possibly, but right now, Gould is dropping back like we expected. But I think he's going to adopt that Joe Houston strategy of just letting guys pass him, knowing he's going to save tire, try to have something for these guys at the end. But I just didn't like that strategy to begin with, bless you. And I think it is hurting him as Greg Jodiet going around the top side. David Wright right there in his tire tracks.
Matthew Legatt, like I said, he has shown speed all season. He's putting down fast laps. Clearly, he's able to stay in front of Doug, even through some mistakes.
Oh, caution is out.
We get a yellow.
Daniel Nance around Josh P. Jordan Marion involved. Second wreck for Josh P. Daniel Nance, and you can arguably say Jordan Marion.
He's out.
That wasn't. Who was? Oh, that was. Sorry, those cars are looking a little similar. I apologize. Thank you for correcting me. Second caution, Daniel Nance has been involved in. Jordan Marion, you could say a second one for him as well. Big nose contact. Let's take a look at the replay. Turns 1 and 2. It's going to be tricky, but look at Nance all the way up there in front. Does it start with him? Plows the wall again. Jordan Marion has to check up. Doesn't get on the binders enough. Jake Hare tries to avoid. Nowhere to go. Jordan Marion into the back of Nance. Let's go cockpit view.
Whole bunch of
he sees Nance in it.
There.
Oh, he just did not listen to the throttle. He did not lift his. Maybe he thought Nance was going to throttle back up. Listen here. Yeah, I don't know if Jordan thought that Nance was just going to be able to get back going, but obviously you can't when you're that loose. Back into the restart zone. Leggett in command. Douglas Henry just to his outside. Who's going to lift first? That's the question. Look at Leggett. Really good start.
Take tire, by the way.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So Aiden Gould already on his second set of tires. I don't think that's setting him up well. We're not even halfway. I would be worried if I was the driver of that 51 machine. He may have already screwed over his race. But here we go. Leggett brushes the wall. Douglas Henry's going to close in. Jacob Alicia just behind the pair. But right now, side by side into turn 1. I still think Leggett has the preferred line. Doug tries the bottom. Leggett's able to diamond off the top. Doug has a really good exit. Draws alongside the 81. Into turn 3, Henry up the inside, Alicia right there with him. But Leggett could drive all the way to that fence. Side by side on corner exit. Douglas Henry, he will lead the lap at the line, but Leggett still in the preferred lane up top. Into turn 1, Leggett again, diamonds all the way to the top. Doug stuck trying to slow rotate the middle, but he still gets half a car on the 81. There's Alicia just in tow. Can Doug clear? No, Leggett still right there on his right rear, but here comes Alicia. Potentially 3 cars underneath the blanket for this lead. Now, Alicia side by side with Leggett. There might have been door contact. Alicia into the corner. On the inside, Leggett struggling to make speed up there on the preferred line. Doug is completely clear. Alicia will clear Leggett as well. Jacob Alicia into the second position. Teammates, pacemakers running 1 and 2. And Greg Jody at the other pacemaker teammate just there in 4th. Joe Houston alternate strategy in 11th. They have been racking up the team points, by the way, looking strong. All of these leaders know to just let them have it, let them buy. There's no reason to battle Gould. And if anything, I think the leaders, especially the pacemaker guys, are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. It's a bad strategy. It's a lost strategy. Just let him go by. He shouldn't be there at the end. Now, you know, PALracing has proved anything can happen. So we'll see. But if I was Doug, if I was Alicia, if I was even, you know, Aiden's teammate in Leggett and then Greg Jodiet, I wouldn't be worried about it.
And the ones to beat, which it's going to be tough. It's going to be Suncoast. Suncoast, the other team up here.
Alicia! Jacob Alicia sideways off the corner will save it. And again, Alicia, having potentially a race-winning car, makes a mistake again. You cannot script this. Alicia, oh my, we have an incident report. Let's take a look at the replay. What just happened? I think he just got loose off the corner. Here we go, entry into turn 3. Where does it go wrong? Again, match tires with the rest of these leaders. Oh, right front contact is going to shoot the car down the inside. What a save! But
yeah,
man,
to stay in that top 10, you'd figure he'd fall way further back. But in P6, he's still a threat. The guys that are pitting right now are going to pit with just about 20 to go, give or take. And with Matthew Leggett there getting tires on both sides and a full tank of gas, those guys are going to have about 20 left to go.
At the end of their fuel tank, yes. 20 laps in the race, yep.
Aiden Gould and Joe Houston are going to be pushing it and maybe even running out of gas towards the end of their window unless they come in with some of these guys that are going to be pitting in the next, 3-5 laps. Oh, Aiden is stubborn as a mule.
Here he comes.
Yeah, I think that some of these guys are going to have to gamble. they're going to have to do something off cycle and just try to get stuff to fall in their favor. Now they're already a lap down. Jacob Alicia does unlap
Hey, look at
himself.
this. Look at this. Douglas Henry is catching Matthew Leggett. This is the battle for the lead. Zippy, this could be the battle for the win. I know we still have a pit stop coming up, but track position's everything. 10-lap fresher tires. Here comes Douglas Henry. Matthew Leggett can't even put up a fight. He might try here, but Douglas Henry, off the tire cycle, drives his way back into the lead. Now the question is, can he survive for one more pit cycle? And the way it looks right now, it could be green the rest of the way. I really like how Doug is sitting. This could have been the winning strategy. He could have played it right. Veteran move. I wouldn't start celebrating just yet if you're in that 66 camp. But, hey, man, this is the best he's looking. Who just got fresh tires. Oh, potentially an issue with Greg Jodian. And this changes everything. Greg Jodian around.
This is that late race caution that these guys wanted.
Oh, my. But look who all gets fresh tires. But do they take them? Oh, do they take them? You have to. Got to take those fresh tires.
Finish the race with this.
They got to take the fresh tires, but let's look. Man, what a day for Greg Jodian. Unfortunate. Let's take a look what happened. This is him behind Ricky Wentworth. Into the corner, way too fast. Almost dumps Ricky. Joe, his teammate, into the left front. Greg just carrying way too much speed there. Right there's Jacob Alicia. Here we go into the restart zone. Potentially the last caution of the race. The last restart of the race. Good launch out of Aiden. It's a bad start out of Doug. Leggett up the inside. He will clear Douglas Henry. Will Aiden allow his teammate to get around, or is Aiden battling for a win that can mean championship implications? Leggett looks to the low line. Aiden pinches him low. Doesn't quite shut the door, but causes Leggett to lift. Doug on that top line, where that clean air is, tries to build a run to the rear end of the 81. Across the stripe, still a long way to go right now. Alicia into that fourth position. You still got to take care of these tires if you're Leggett, Doug, or Alicia. But track position, clean air is everything. This time Leggett will re-attack on his teammate. Aiden, this time, doesn't pinch him as low. Leggett up the inside to the door of the 51. And it looks like Doug is saving David Wright. Sideways, comes up into the grass on the trial. What a save out of the rookie. Magnificent driving. And we stay green flag. Attaboy, David Wright. Aiden is fighting him as hard as he can. Perhaps is Doug reading this and saying, yes, burn up those tires. I'll get you later. But this time Leggett will clear. Will Aiden block Doug to help his best friend have a better chance at winning tonight's race? Doug on the inside. Alicia right there in tow. Doug will clear. Now it's Alicia's turn. Aiden looks to crossover. He shouldn't be able to beat Doug out of turn 2. Alicia all the way to that top line, diamonding that corner, rocking off the top. But Leggett is doing everything he can to pull away. What a masterclass battle between these two. An all-star, a 3-time winner, a crown jewel winner in the 66. Here comes Doug. Another try into turn 1. It doesn't look as good as the last lap, but this time Leggett brushes the wall. Doug down there on the bottom. To the left rear. Can he get to it on the straightaway? No. Tucks back in line. Into 3 and 4. He goes to set himself up. He broke really early, trying to get some late corner rotation. And down the backstretch, Leggett still appears to have the advantage, but this is where Doug is able to close in. Leggett brushing the wall. Doug trying to follow through. Doug to the rear bumper, chasing him down. Into turn 3, to the rear bumper of Matt. Will he try to move him? He punts the bumper to him. He looks for it again. On corner exit, down the straightaway. Out of shape is Matthew Leggett. Will Doug push him off into the corner? A famous Douglas Henry move. Chris Warren in the way on that top line. The preferred line of the 81 does some aero blocking on the 66 as well. But almost Doug to get to the inside. Side down the backstretch. Douglas Henry looking for the lead. Into turn 3. Can Doug pull off the slider? No. Matt all the way to the top. Tries to diamond the corner. But Douglas Henry, can he clear off 4? Almost. Still on the right rear. Matt getting really close. Into turn 1. Doug doesn't pull the slider, but Matt's it to the wall. Doug will plays some great wreck avoidance. I thought Mac was going to collect him, but how about that for Douglas Henry? Dodges the 81, and now Douglas Henry will clear into the lead as Jacob Alicia, Douglas Henry's teammate, is here to capitalize and perhaps problems with the 81.
Let's play the what if game. I love this game, Noah.
Oh,
What if
no,
the
don't
caution
say it.
comes out?
Don't, no.
What
Why
if the
did you
caution comes out? We've done it plenty of times. I want to see it.
No, you did
You're
not.
kidding.
You did not. I warned you. I warned you. You
You're
are
kidding.
out of the booth. Zippy, you are fired.
Is it green?
No, we're yellow. You are fired. Gordon Spain, contact off of turn 2, destroys the front end.
I love it. I love it. I want to see these guys battle again.
Thomas Madewell, this changes everything. Replay time. What happened to
Love
Gordon
the what if
Spain?
game.
Just loosened to 1 and 2. Oh, he's just going to hit that wall similar to Nans and others. Oh. 40 lap old tires. When they
go
take the
Elise.
green flag, 9 laps to go. Douglas Henry, Jacob Alicia lead them to green. Worn out tires amongst the field. Third gear restarts means it's going to be even slower. Doug, beautiful launch. Into turn 1, it still appears Doug is the quickest. Jacob Alicia side by side with David Wright for the second position. David Wright will clear. Jody at Gould, contact. Gould keeps it straight. What a save. And here we go. Douglas Henry trying to hang on. Coming to 8 to go. Does the rookie David Wright upset the show? David Wright, how much speed does that 14 have? If he was saving, and it looks like he may have been, as he continues to track down Douglas Henry. Chris Warren is 2 laps down. He's not a factor for the battle for the lead. Douglas Henry, 1 to go here. And the Madewell Vintage throwback race at the Rock, 188 laps. Douglas Henry has led the entire final stage, battling Matthew Leggett. It was a historic battle, and as he comes through turns 3 and 4, Chris Warren, the team owner, will clear him to get a lap back, but Douglas Henry is going to win at the Rock.
Yeah, let's go!
Hell yeah.
Nice, Doug.
About damn time.
Got her
Good
done
job.
eventually, boys.
Good job, Doug.
Well deserved.
Thanks, guys.
And I mean, you could hear it from everybody. Everybody
About
there in
damn
WBR.
time.
About damn time. The congratulatories coming out, and I guarantee you that driver's chat is lighting up as well. Zippy, Douglas Henry, 4 career wins, $60 richer. Holy shnikes, what a battle it was for him. He burns it down on the front stretch. Oh,
Taking
he's.
right
I
to
don't.
the
I
goal
don't.
lane.
I don't think you're gonna get him to stop doing this burnout. He's gonna do it for a little bit. He's gonna go to that engine blows
Well, he
Keep-
deserves it.
right there in victory lane. Oh my! There we go. He brings it to a roll.
Let's go ahead and get him up.
Doug, a hammer down, Henry. You were hammered down. What a battle with Leggett. You said, there is no way I am going to lose this race. Even after that caution, you get it done. What are the emotions?
I can't believe we did it. I didn't think I was gonna get a win this season, but we got her done. It's freaking awesome, man.
4 seasons, 4 career wins. I got a message from your dad right now. He's on the phone down here on the booth side. You know, he always has a suite up here with us. He says, tell Doug, his dad says he drives like he has ice in his veins. What do you got to say to Dad?
Oh yeah, I love you, Dad. Thanks for watching every race, man.
Doug, listen, you said you weren't expecting to get a win, and now you could go in there and sneak away the championship. Multiple times this season, I've made the mistake of calling you a former champion. But man, it's that presence that you put out. It's those fast laps that you put down. Where do you think that you can really set yourself apart to win that championship?
I think Richmond and Darlington, I'm gonna finish fairly well, if not get another win. So I'm chasing that championship, baby.
Alrighty, Doug, congratulations. P1, 4 wins and 4 seasons, setting yourself up for that championship. You told me at the end of Kansas you thought you were out of it. I don't think so yet, bud.
I don't think so either. Let's see what we can do.
Let's talk to the rookie. His first ever race in PAL down here on pit road. Recruited from Frontier Truck Tour through the provisional system. David Wright. Hey, David, no one's zippy in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Man, what a run that was. We were talking about it. We thought on that restart you had a really good shot, and I believe you did. It wasn't since Season 2, Race 7 at Martinsville where a driver in their first career start won a race in PAL, and I was ready to bust out that stat, and I was ready to call that finish. How much more did you need to get to Douglas Henry?
I don't know. A whole nother set of tires. I was quite shocked just to get to where I was. I didn't anticipate. I had got loose there early off that one restart, and I lost a lot of
Insane
spots.
save, David. David, don't play
Yeah,
that down.
Fantastic.
The save of the.
I had them locked down. I was like, "Don't slide up in traffic. Don't slide up in traffic."
That might have been the greatest save in PAL history, by the way. I want to throw that out there.
Fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it, but it ain't something you want to be proud of. But I was like, I was more worried about sliding back up than anything. I just had it locked down, hoping it would stop. But I didn't know how far I could get back. I knew had some. The leaders were faster than me on fresh tires. I felt like I leveled the playing field on older tires. That last restart, I didn't know how Jacob's tires were. Then we went into 1 and 2, and he was on the high side, and I saw how slow he was, and I was doing all I could, with my old tires, trying to make sure I stayed off of him, and was able to get off of 2 ahead of him, and then I kind of saw him drop back, and I said, okay, well, I think I've got a little bit better tire than he does, but I didn't have nothing for that 66. He was class of the field about all night, just look, tickled pink come in here on my first night, first time racing with this league. Appreciate the opportunity. Did not expect a second place finish, but
one last thing before
races.
Yeah, one last thing before we get you out of here, David. You came from the Frontier Truck Tour through the provisional system. What is your immediate? I know it was one race and a little caution field, if you ask me. The number's a bit lower than normal, but besides the cons, what was your immediate reaction to PAL, and how do you feel about PALracing here on Tuesday nights?
This being my first race, I don't have a lot, obviously, to compare it to, but I thought the racing was fine. I mean, it's Rockingham, and it was a slick track to begin with, or a hot track when we started. And so I expected caution. I expected that first run of, 22 laps before we got a caution. I was impressed. So I thought the racing was good tonight. Obviously, you had to have some strategy because of the limited tire set that you have available, and that played into part of me getting, I think, second place. So I was perfectly fine. I enjoyed the racing. I didn't have any issues out there. Like I said, this set, in this car, when you get on old tires, if you get a little, try to cut back to the right, like going down the back stretch, that makes the car want to wobble. So it was very difficult to pass off a 2, try to go left, and then try to get back a little to right and not get into the guy on the outside of you. So without the whole car kind of wanting to break loose on you and come around. But I thought the racing was great. I had a good time tonight. Like I said, I'm tickled pink. This is a win for me.
David Wright making his inaugural start in PALracing, finishing P2 at one of the toughest tracks on the schedule. Congratulations, David.
Hey, thank y'all, and I appreciate the opportunity greatly.
We'll send David down. Now it's time to talk to your P3 finisher. What a night he had. It looked like he was going to be one of the best. Then a spin there off of 4. Still drove his way back to third. Alicia, you got a copy?
Hey, no, I got a copy.
Well, just talk about the day from your point of view, from lap 1 to lap 188.
Well, what a topsy-turvy race for me. I picked up some wheel damage early in the first stint. And luckily that caution came out. I was able to go in and get that fixed pretty much to completion. And then I was just able to keep myself clean and tidy and kind of float my way back up to the top. And come the last 50 laps or so, I just could not touch Doug. And I burned up my stuff trying to stay with him in those final 30 laps or so. And then that late caution came out and David was able to get by me. I just had nothing for either of those guys. My tires were cooked.
Well, Alicia, we talked all season, especially in the early season, about not getting dominoes to fall. Today is just another one of those, but you're able to finish on the podium. Looking forward, a lot of people talk to you about Watkins Glen. You're the fastest guy there. Aside from there, you got to look to get another win, and you could be back in the contention for the championship. Where is that win going to be?
I've got my eyes set for Watkins Glen. I think next week is a really great opportunity for me. I wasn't really confident coming into Rockingham. I didn't really get to practice as much as I wanted to, and I came out there and I just didn't have the elite level speed that Doug did. Didn't have the setup knowledge of what he'd picked up, and just didn't have time to experiment and find the speed. I just had to run what I thought was fast, and it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good enough to win.
Well, Alicia,
Well,
it's still another top 3 for you. You're getting back in your consistency run. You know, you hear a lot of the podcasts like, yeah, thanks, you can still get yourself into that money. We're looking forward to more than just Watkins Glen. I trust you that. I know you're going to be a factor at Darlington and Legacy Atlanta. Congratulations on the top 3, and I'll see you later tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the Madewell Vintage 188 at Rockingham. Reminder, head over to ebay.com/USR/Madewell Vintage to check out what Zippy has out on the store. Zippy, thank you so much for putting up a legendary prize pool, a legendary track. And I don't know about you, but I think this one is going to see a return on the schedule.
Oh, I hope so, Noah, and I hope we get another throwback race here. I love the rock. I want Madewell Vintage to be on that rock every single season. It's been a blast, Noah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for another awesome week of racing. Next time, we will see you, same time, same place, next Tuesday, Watkins Glen.